Welcome to Nasdaq TradeTalks. I'm your host, Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. We're coming to you live from the Singapore FinTech Festival, and joining me for this segment, we have Anna Breimer. She's the founder of Tomorrow College, and we're here to discuss the future of leadership in FinTech. Anna, it is great to have you with us. Welcome to TradeTalks.
Thank you.
All right, and I love this conversation, and you point out that the world needs better leaders, and Gen Z is certainly here to help lead the way. What lessons can we draw about leadership, particularly in the financial sector?
Well, I think this is a crucial time for leadership. We see so much change in the world. We see, I guess every generation likes to believe this is the generation with most change, but I do feel there are some very pressing challenges that we need to see. And what worked well in leadership in the past is just not, I think it's not going to do it anymore in the future. So we really have to reimagine what leadership is going to look like and make some space up there in the top for, I think, some rising talent which has really great ideas, but just never really gets the opportunity to climb up and to really show themselves. And I'd love for them to get the support, to go up, to get more exposure, but also to be listened to. And I think that's why I exist. I want to really help the leaders of tomorrow get ready, like how do you lead in a world of disruption? Yeah.
So what do you believe is the biggest leadership challenge facing FinTech companies right now?
Well, this is a good one because I work with a lot of FinTechs and we've all seen winter in tech, lots of layoffs, but pressure of the market hasn't really gone down, pressure of investors hasn't gone down, so we now see smaller employee base with still the same deliverables. And that means it's going to come down to how well my managers are able to deliver, how managers are able to manage performance, to encourage their employees. So it's really, leadership is going to be essential, I think, in FinTechs right now. And that's going to be the differential thing, yeah.
What about the role of artificial intelligence in transforming industries? Do you see that impacting leadership, particularly within the finance and FinTech spaces?
It should be. It should be way more. I see mainly that artificial intelligence is used as a way to create new products or to create new services, and hey, let's do it in customer service, let's use it in our tech teams. I actually think it should start with leaders themselves. How are they using AI on a day-to-day basis, not to make PowerPoints, but to really help think better, challenge their thinking, challenge their decision making, and use it as a thought partner. I think we use AI more as an intern we don't like clean this up for me, create that for me. But when you ask AI the question, hey, I'm thinking about it in this way, what am I missing? How can I think about it better? I think there's so much value that we can grab from that. So I'd love for leaders to use AI way more, but in a different way.
Let's flip the question on its head for a moment here. For Gen Z or the future of FinTech and financial leaders that are coming on board, what advice do you have for them to make their voices heard? Because there does have to be some accountability on both ends of the equation. What can they be doing to feel more heard, to be present at the table, to not just feel as if they're a cog in the wheel like Gen AI is? What's your advice for people who are just getting into the workforce?
Well, I've seen a trend that managers and young leaders receive less and less formal training. So up to 80% of managers have never had any formal manager training. And I think if it doesn't come from your organization, then look for it yourself. This is not rocket science, but getting some coaching or some training on how to communicate sharp, how to problem solve in a structured manner, how to be more strategic in your thinking, or how to have a growth mindset. I think that's really going to set you up for success in the long run, and that's something you have in your own hands. I think Gen Z, or it's more than Gen Z, but let's call it Gen Z, they have fantastic ideas, they have their values in the right place, but if you don't get a training, and with that, you stumble upon the things that you mentioned in a meeting, or your ideas are not solid because it hasn't been stress tested well enough, because you haven't been trained how to stress test, then obviously it's going to be hard to climb up. But if you set yourself up for success by just seeking that training, even if it matters, even if it has to be on a Saturday or a Sunday, what does it matter? If they don't give it to you, go for it yourself.
So it's something as simple as going to your manager and saying, and whether or not the training is available, the fact that it's in your manager's head that this person wants to learn. In theory, that manager should be like, okay, well, come along with my training, so let me take back what I've learned and impose that on to you. So it really kind of goes back to, I guess, what you would call grassroots networking, or,
Yes.
or asking the question
Yes.
versus there's an app or an AI function.
Oh my
for
God,
that.
yes.
Yeah.
Well, actually, a lot of people prefer to be coached by AI right now than by
Right.
managers, because they feel that their manager has a bias and their manager has put them already labeled in a box, whereas AI can help them think more broader, comes in often more neutral, not always, like there's
Right.
still a lot of bias in AI, but when you use it well, it can be more neutral. And I think that and managers are holding back and giving feedback or giving guidance because we're also afraid that I may say it the wrong way, and I think if you're that entry level person, or anyone, not just entry level, but
Right.
just ask for feedback, ask
Right.
everyone, get all the opportunities you get. It is out there, but it's just not going to fly on your plate as easily as I think it has been 20 years ago.
Yeah. All right. Well, appreciate the insight, Anna. Thanks for
Thank
joining
you.
us on Trade Talks.
Thank you so much.
You got it. And thanks for joining me from the Singapore FinTech Fest. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.